Susan Boyle became famous in a way very few people ever do. In 2009, she walked onto the stage of Britain's Got Talent as an unknown woman from a small village in Scotland. At first, many people in the audience did not take her seriously. Some even laughed because of her simple appearance and shy personality. But the moment she began singing, "I Dreamed a Dream," everything changed. Her powerful voice shocked the judges and audience, and within hours, performance spread across the internet around the world. Millions of people watched the video, and Susan Boyle quickly became one of the most talked about people on television. News channels, newspapers, and websites all focused on her story. People loved the idea that an ordinary woman with no glamorous image could suddenly become a worldwide star. Her rise to fame happened so fast that it felt almost unreal. Before the show, Susan lived a quiet and simple life, taking care of her mother and spending most of her time at home. Suddenly, she was traveling, giving interviews, meeting celebrities, and performing in front of huge crowds. The attention was exciting, but it was also overwhelming. Susan had no experience dealing with fame, cameras, or pressure from the entertainment industry. Many people only saw the happy side of her success, but behind the scenes, she was struggling to adjust to her new life. Her schedule became packed with interviews, performances, and meetings. She barely had time to rest or think about how much her world had changed. While fans celebrated her incredible talent, Susan was quietly trying to survive the pressure that came with becoming famous overnight. Her story was no longer only about music. It became a story about fame, stress, and the difficult reality that can come after sudden success. After the success of Britain's Got Talent, Susan Boyle's life moved at a speed she could hardly control. Even though she did not win the competition, she became its biggest star. Record companies quickly offered her deals, television producers wanted interviews, and fans around the world waited for her first album. In late 2009, she released "I Dreamed a Dream" and became a huge success almost immediately. The album sold millions of copies and reached the top of music charts in many countries. Susan was suddenly performing on major television programs in the United Kingdom and the United States. She appeared on talk shows, award programs, and holiday specials. For many people, she represented hope because she proved that talent could come from anyone, no matter their age or appearance. But while her career was growing rapidly, the pressure on her personal life was also becoming more serious. Reports later revealed that Susan suffered from extreme exhaustion after the talent show ended. The constant travel, public attention, and non-stop work affected both her physical and mental health. She struggled with stress and had difficulty adjusting to the demands of celebrity life. At one point, she was admitted to a clinic for rest and treatment because the pressure had become too much. Her team began limiting her public appearances and creating a safer schedule for her. Susan herself later admitted that she often felt confused during those early years of fame. She had gone from living quietly in Scotland to being recognized almost everywhere she went. The sudden change was difficult for someone who had always lived a private life. Even simple daily activities became harder because cameras and reporters constantly followed her. Despite these challenges, Susan continued recording music and performing because singing remained the thing that brought her comfort. Fans admired her strength, but many also worried that the entertainment industry was pushing her too hard. Behind the successful albums and smiling television appearances was a woman trying to protect herself from a level of fame she never expected. Between 2010 and 2013, Susan Boyle continued building a successful music career, even while trying to manage her health and personal struggles. During this period, she released several albums, including The Gift, Someone to Watch Over Me, and Standing Ovation. Each project performed well commercially, proving that her popularity was not just a temporary internet moment. Fans connected deeply with her emotional singing style and honest personality. Unlike many modern pop stars, Susan did not depend on flashy performances or dramatic public behavior. People simply loved hearing her sing. However, life behind the scenes remained difficult at times. Susan often felt uncomfortable with the non-stop attention from the media. She preferred calm environments and simple routines, but celebrity life rarely allowed that. Interviews and public appearances were carefully planned to reduce stress and give her enough time to rest. Around this time, Susan also received an important medical diagnosis that helped explain many of the challenges she had experienced throughout her life. She learned that she had Asperger's syndrome, a condition related to autism. Before receiving the diagnosis, Susan said she often felt misunderstood by other people. Learning about her condition helped her better understand herself and gave her some relief. It also changed how many fans viewed her story. People realized that Susan had faced personal difficulties long before becoming famous. Instead of weakening her public image, the diagnosis actually increased respect for her because fans saw how much strength it took for her to handle worldwide fame while also dealing with social and emotional challenges. Susan later spoke openly about her condition and encouraged understanding and kindness toward people with autism. Even with these struggles, she continued performing and recording music because singing remained her passion. Still, as the years passed, she slowly reduced her public appearances. The excitement around her fame remained strong, but Susan seemed less interested in living the life of a typical celebrity. She appeared to value peace, family, and privacy more than constant attention from the entertainment world. As the years moved forward, Susan Boyle gradually stepped away from the spotlight. Many people began wondering why she was no longer appearing regularly on television or releasing albums as often as before. Some assumed she had retired completely, while others believed she simply wanted a quieter life. The truth was somewhere in the middle. Susan never fully disappeared, but she became much more selective about the projects she accepted. She continued living in Scotland and remained closely connected to her hometown. In fact, despite becoming a millionaire, Susan chose to stay in the same modest house she had lived in before fame. She later explained that the house held emotional memories of her mother and represented stability in her life. This decision surprised many people because celebrities often move into huge mansions after becoming rich. Susan, however, seemed more interested in comfort and familiarity than luxury. During these quieter years, she occasionally appeared on television specials and charity programs, but she avoided the non-stop media attention that had once surrounded her. Friends and people close to her said she enjoyed simple daily activities and preferred spending time away from cameras. Fans still supported her deeply, but the entertainment industry had changed by this point. New stars appeared every year, and social media began controlling much of modern celebrity culture. Susan never fully adapted to that environment, and she did not seem interested in chasing online fame. Instead, she focused on protecting her health and maintaining a peaceful lifestyle. Although she released music less frequently, her older performances continued attracting millions of views online. Younger audiences who had never watched Britain's Got Talent discovered her story through clips shared on social media. Her original audition remained one of the most famous television moments ever uploaded to the internet. Even years later, people still reacted emotionally when hearing her voice for the first time. Susan Boyle may have stepped away from constant fame, but her impact on popular culture never completely faded away. In the years leading up to 2026, Susan Boyle slowly began reconnecting with the public in new ways. One important moment came when she returned to television for special appearances connected to Britain's Got Talent. Fans were emotional seeing her back on stage because it reminded them of the unforgettable moment that first introduced her to the world. Susan appeared older and calmer, but her voice still carried the same emotional power that had amazed audiences years earlier. Around this time, she also revealed that she had suffered a minor stroke in 2022, a health issue that affected her ability to sing and perform for a period of time. For many fans, this news was heartbreaking because Susan's voice had always been the center of her identity. However, she worked hard on her recovery and slowly regained confidence in her abilities. Her determination inspired many people who admired her resilience throughout her life. By 2026, Susan Boyle had become less of a celebrity chasing success and more of a symbol of perseverance and authenticity. Unlike many stars who constantly seek attention, Susan's rare appearances now carry greater emotional meaning. When she appeared in interviews or public events, people listened carefully because her story felt genuine and honest. She often spoke about gratitude, personal growth, and the importance of staying true to oneself. Fans appreciated that she never tried to create a fake, glamorous image. Instead, she remained the same modest woman many first saw in 2009. Her connection with audiences came from sincerity rather than celebrity culture. Even though she no longer dominated headlines every week, her legacy remained powerful. Many people still considered her one of the most unforgettable talent show contestants in television history. Her story continued inspiring individuals who felt overlooked or underestimated in their own lives. Susan Boyle's journey proved that success can arrive unexpectedly, but surviving fame requires strength, patience, and self-understanding. What makes Susan Boyle's story so powerful is not only her incredible voice, but also the way she challenged public expectations. Before her audition, society often judged performers based on appearance, age, and personality. Susan did not fit the image of a modern pop star, and many people underestimated her before hearing her sing. The shocked reactions from the audience and judges became a major reason the video spread so quickly online. But over time, her story became bigger than a simple viral moment. Susan represented millions of ordinary people who felt ignored, judged, or underestimated by society. Her success reminded audiences that talent and worth cannot always be measured by outward appearance. In many ways, Susan Boyle changed how talent shows were viewed around the world. Producers realized that audiences connected strongly with emotional authenticity and real-life stories. After Susan's rise to fame, many talent programs focused more on contestants with inspiring personal journeys. However, Susan's experience also revealed the darker side of sudden celebrity culture. Fame arrived so quickly that she had almost no time to emotionally prepare for it. The pressure from media attention, online discussions, and public expectations became overwhelming at times. Her struggles highlighted the importance of mental health support for people entering the entertainment industry. Today, many discussions about fame include examples of celebrities who suffered emotionally after becoming famous too quickly, and Susan's story is often mentioned in those conversations. Yet despite the challenges, she never became bitter or angry toward the public. Instead, she remained surprisingly humble and thankful for the opportunities she received. That humility is one reason fans still feel emotionally connected to her after so many years. Susan Boyle's story is not simply about becoming famous. It is about surviving unexpected change while staying connected to one's true identity. Few celebrity stories feel as honest, emotional, and human as hers. By 2026, Susan Boyle's life looked very different from the chaotic days following her first audition, but her influence remained strong. She was no longer constantly chased by reporters or expected to appear everywhere at once. Instead, she seemed to have found a healthier balance between public life and personal peace. Fans still followed updates about her career, health, and occasional performances because many people felt emotionally attached to her journey. Susan became more than just a singer from a television show. She became a symbol of hope for people who believed it was too late to follow their dreams. Her rise to fame at nearly 50 years old inspired countless individuals who felt forgotten or overlooked by society. Even years after her biggest success, audiences still admired her honesty and quiet strength. While newer celebrities often build fame through controversy or social media attention, Susan remained respected because of her authenticity. She never pretended to be someone she was not. In a world where public images are often carefully controlled, Susan Boyle stood out because she felt real. Looking back, her story contains both triumph and pain. She experienced worldwide success, but she also faced emotional struggles that many viewers never fully understood at the time. Yet through everything, she continued moving forward with dignity and courage. Her voice may have introduced her to the world, but her resilience is what truly made people remember her. In 2026, Susan Boyle's life after the spotlight was quieter, calmer, and more private, but her legacy remained alive in the hearts of millions. Her journey continues reminding people that talent can appear in unexpected places, and that true success is not only about fame or money. Sometimes, it is about surviving difficult experiences while remaining true to yourself. That may be the real reason why Susan Boyle's story still matters today. Even after stepping away from constant public attention, Susan Boyle never completely left the music world behind. In recent years, many fans noticed that she became more careful about when and where she appeared. Unlike the early days of her fame, when she seemed to be everywhere at once, Susan now focused only on projects that truly mattered to her. People close to her explained that she had learned the importance of protecting her health and emotional well-being. The entertainment industry can be exhausting even for experienced celebrities. And for someone like Susan, who entered fame later in life without preparation, the pressure was even greater. Still, music remained a deeply important part of who she was. Whenever she returned to stage, audiences were reminded why the world fell in love with her voice in the first place. One of the most emotional moments came when she performed again after recovering from health problems connected to her stroke. Fans watching online shared messages of support and admiration because they understood how difficult her recovery had been. Susan's performances no longer felt like ordinary television appearances. Instead, they carried emotional weight because people knew the personal struggle behind them. Her story had evolved from a simple talent show success into something much deeper. It became a story about endurance, recovery, and finding peace after years of pressure. Many celebrities disappear from public attention because audiences lose interest, but Susan's situation felt different. People still care because her personality seemed genuine and relatable. She never created scandals or dramatic headlines to stay famous. Her connection with the public came from honesty and vulnerability. Even today, videos of her original audition continue gaining millions of views from people discovering her story for the first time. Younger generations who were children in 2009 now watch the clip online and experience the same shock and emotion that audiences felt years ago. That lasting emotional reaction is rare in entertainment. It shows that Susan Boyle's success was not built only on temporary internet fame. Her voice, personality, and personal journey created something timeless that still resonates with people around the world. Another reason Susan Boyle's story remains important in 2026 is because it changed public conversations about judging people too quickly. Before she sang on Britain's Got Talent, many audience members assumed she would fail simply because she did not fit modern beauty standards or celebrity expectations. The laughter and skeptical expression seen before her performance later became symbols of how society often underestimates ordinary people. Susan's success forced many viewers to confront their own assumptions about age, appearance, and talent. In interviews over the years, she rarely spoke with anger about those moments. Instead, she focused on gratitude for the opportunities her career provided. That response made many people respect her even more. She showed kindness during a time when bitterness would have been understandable. As social media grew stronger,